from Home Glow Studio, and this is our very first video. My husband and I work together for most of our renovations, and my husband's business is Main Street Renos, and I run Home Glow Studio. I do the design, he does the renos. But since we've been home a lot lately, we decided to work on a couple of our own projects, and my little dog is making a cameo here. And the first project that I wanted to show everybody was our pantry, because it's super exciting for me that it's finally organized and it's looking so good. That we wanted to do our pantry in, it made sense to do it in a vintage style that works with the rest of our house, and we actually just happened to have a whole bunch of leftover wainscoting from another renovation that we had taken off that we could repurpose and use here. We also had some old vintage brass hinges, original ones, and we wanted to incorporate those because we have brass as one of the natural finishes in the rest of our house, as you can see from the door handle here. So yeah, Dustin was able to take that wainscoting and reuse it and make it into shelves, which is awesome. And then the only thing we had to purchase for the whole reno was the tiles. So even the vintage kind of schoolhouse light was original to our house, and we just spray painted it black to give it a matte black finish. So for the layout, I had decided on doing, the shelves. I wanted to do the main lower shelf at the same height as a counter, so that we could use that shelf for snacks and breakfast things, and it would be comfortable height for using and cutting and doing things like that. So I definitely put this at the top of this at 36, which is like standard counter height. And then from there decided the other heights and depths of the cabinet, or of the shelves, partly on a really awesome blog post from Chris Loves Julia, where I noticed they did graduated depths of the shelves, which is super helpful for me because I'm short, and that way I can actually get up to the top shelves, and stuff doesn't get stuck at the back of the shelf, so that was really useful. And I also did this dark green that's almost like a black that we've used elsewhere in the house for accents that ties in with our slate. So that I think it kind of gives it a European feel. And of course the subway tile is kind of like a typical craftsman style. And I definitely wanted a contrasting grout just to get a little bit more personality. I find that grout can make or break a design, so and sometimes it's like the last thing you think of, so it's really important when you're designing things or planning your kitchen or bathroom to remember that you need to figure out the grout, and if you want that pattern to show up or if you want it to blend in. It makes a really big difference to the overall design. So I've just started to stock it, and there's a lot more that I need to put into the pantry, but for now I have kind of set out some zones. So this main zone is going to be my snack area, the counter height one. It's got breakfast stuff and stuff like crackers, honey, granola, all that kind of stuff is going to be this zone. This next zone is going to be like pastas, and I'll probably have some olive oil, and I have tons of space for cans. Come here, which is amazing. So yeah, and then I'm going to do flowers and cooking stuff up here, and hopefully I can fit it all in. I know that we have a lot more space than we used to, because we actually measured out the shelf space when we were planning it all, and it's a lot more than we used to have, so fingers crossed. So that was our pantry tour, and our next little project is a repurposed cabinet that we turn into linen storage upstairs. So we'll show you that one soon.